What's going on, my beautiful people out there in the frag world? Welcome to PR Sense. If it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. If you're a recurring subscriber, thank you for coming in again. So I figured today I would do something different because I can. But besides that, I figured today I'd do like a little quick educational fragrance thing. So if you guys have been watching, you know I love oud, leather, oud, you know I love all of those. So I figured I would teach you guys that don't know a little bit about oud. So if you're interested, and what fragrances have oud in it as well. So if you're interested, stick around and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, so today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about oud. Like I said in my intro, you guys know I love oud. If you've watched this before, before that, let's have a toast to oud with my coffee. Anyway, so I figured I'd talk about oud. What is oud? You know, what's the big thing with oud? So oud is a very Middle Eastern scent. It's been around for thousands of years. I mean, thousands. People would use it as incense. And even body deodorant, basically, because they would just, burn it and then just put it all over their hair, all over their clothes, and everything else. And it's supposed to give you a feeling of inner peace because oud is very, when you smell it, it's very peaceful. At least to me. Okay, so that's the origin. And what is oud? So oud is basically a secretion due to an infection on a specific type of tree called the agarwood tree. And it's in a lot of different countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, probably Vietnam, it's in a lot of those different countries. And what happens is, whether it's ants or whatever it may be, makes holes in the tree, and then microbes get in through those holes and they infect the tree. And the tree has its own way of making its own antibiotic, so it secretes this antibiotic, and that secretion is what becomes the oud. It becomes this it's inside of the cavity of the tree, and one cavity could be this big, one cavity can be this big, so it grows into that cavity, the secretion, and once it hardens, it becomes it looks like wood, basically. It literally looks like wood. And so it's very, very, it's not that it's rare, but I think I watched a documentary from Al Jazeera, which is really good. If you're interested, you should watch it. It's like 1 in every 10 trees, agarwood trees, get infected. So they're very rare. And if you watch these guys taking the oud out of the agarwood tree, they have to cut it down or cut pieces of it off. And then they just sit there with a chisel, and they chisel around the bark and around the agarwood itself until they can get the agarwood out. So it's a long and tedious process. There's different types of oud. Some smell fruity with incense, some smell rosy, some smell very, very skanky. So there's different types of oud depending on what region it comes from. And because of that, there's certain ouds that are much, much better, considered much, much better than other ouds. Certain ouds can go for more money than gold. A kilogram of a particular type of oud can literally go for about $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, depending on what type of oud it is. There's like a mafia market in East Asia over it, because the amount of money that these people are making on oud is unbelievable. So that's why when you get a real oud inside of a fragrance, it's going to cost a lot of money. I mean, some of them cost $2,000 for like a 25 milliliter bottle. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so when you buy things like Latafa and Armaf and even some of the designers, it may not be real oud. It usually isn't. It's synthetic oud, which some specialists on oud say it's pretty good. One, it helps the trees because they're being cut down like mad, and there's not that many left. So much so that a lot of the different countries have banned the cutting down of agarwood trees, and there's a ranger that got killed a while back over it. So you know, it's crazy. So when you get certain ouds, just know it's not real oud, because it would cost way more than $25. So anyway, so I figured I'd give you a couple of examples of some that are oud that I really like a lot. And the first one, I'm not going to go into it too much because I want to keep this down to a certain amount of time. The first one is one that I talked about recently. Did I? Yeah, I did. Lattafa's Kayed. And Kayed has agarwood in it as one of its base notes. And it does smell like oud, but it's not real oud. But this is a delicious, very sophisticated, grown-up scent, guys. And I love this one. It's Lattafa's Kayed. Qaaed. So another one, and I've got my notes. You guys know I love my notes. Is Gold Edition Oud by Pascal Morabito. Very floral at the beginning, and you don't get a lot of the oud because it does have agarwood, which agarwood, you know, in the fragrance world is oud. You don't get a heavy dose of oud, but it smells great. I mean, that rose doesn't stay too long, and then it becomes this very incensey, kind of a little spicy kind of fragrance, but beautiful, really, really nice. I recommend that one. And all of these are less than $30, guys. I mean, less than 30. So, Shades Wood, which has oud in it as its base note. It's a nice one. It also has rose in it as its top note. If I can find that. But it also has like geranium and pepper. But it is a really, really gorgeous scent. I mean, it's really spicy, but then it has like a rose. It's like a rose aroma to it too. That's a great one as well. I'm gonna keep this short, so let me go a little faster. Now, I want to leave this one for last because it's my favorite oud, so I won't talk about that one. Lattafa's Amir Al Oud, Oud Intense. And this one, or Intense Oud, this is a replica, not really, a replica of By the Fireplace. And it is, because I do have By the Fireplace, it is in the sense that it's smoky and it makes you feel like you're in front of a fireplace. But then it adds that sugary scent. It becomes not powdery, but because of the vanilla, it becomes like a, I don't even know how to say it, you know, like a swirly scent. It's nice. It's kind of when your mom is making the cake and then she leaves the batter there inside the pan, and you smell it, and then you just put your finger in and lick it because it's just so good, and it's thick and it's rich. And that's how I feel about this one. I really like this one. Next one is, and I just love saying this name, it's Nabil Shuhada. And this is considered an oriental woody fragrance. It's got oud in it as its base note, but right off the bat, you smell like the lemon, you smell apple. It's just this sweet, resinous, woody scent as it starts to dry down, and it's really good. This is really good for evenings. It's really good for fall and winter, but you can get away with it in the spring. But again, you know me, if I want to wear this on a summer evening, if it's not too hot, I'll wear it because it does have that a little, to me at least, a musky, fresh scent. So it's just, I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. None of these, and again on my skin, there's some of them are supposed to be beast mode. They last you for 7 or 8 hours. They last me for about 4 or 5, and then I have to respray if I want to, wear that again. So, and the last one of them is one of my favorite, and it is Bade Al Oud, also known as Oud for Glory, and it's by Latafa. And this was one of my first. I think this was my second. Rare Carbon was my first. This was my second purchase for a Middle Eastern fragrance. And its middle notes are agarwood, oud, and its base notes are agarwood. But it also has saffron, nutmeg, lavender, patchouli, musk, and it is just... It's rich, it's thick, it smells delicious. It's oudy, but in a sweet kind of way. And I like it. You smell the nutmeg, you definitely smell the oud. And this is supposed to be a clone of, if you couldn't tell already, of Initio's Oud for Greatness. And it's supposed to be a pretty good one. I've never smelled Oud for Greatness, but honestly, if all the reviews are true, if you have this, do you really need Oud for Greatness? I mean, just spend the money on this for now. When you get rich, you buy Oud for Greatness. So that is my list. Hopefully it was educational for you guys. Oh, real quick. So some of them, like this one, which I love, Frank Olivier's Oud Touch, no oud, not a bit of oud. And this one, Al Haramain's Amber Oud, no oud. Okay, they have the name oud in them, but they don't have any agarwood or oud in it. So just keep that in mind. They take scents like woods, sandalwood, whatever it is that they take, and they put it together in such a way that it smells oudy, but it doesn't have, that scent. Also, if you guys haven't ever smelled oud, I wouldn't go blind buying anything, even though you get recommendations like this. If you can try it, get a sample or a decant or something, try it first, because it is an acquired taste. I mean, the ouds are really, really heavy. They are not, a Nautica Voyage, or they're not even like a Burberry Touch. They're totally different. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to them. But once you do, if you do like that scent, you're gonna love it, because it's addictive. Very relaxing as well. So I hope this was good for you guys. If it was, please do me a favor. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I put out a review, which is usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you have a good rest of your week. And as always, be safe, be loved, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.